basically the idea is like these people wake up and choose violence.
I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm saying I'm better looking than he is.
In which Trevor continues his career as a slightly flawed music encyclopedia. He's right 99% of the time, and the 1% he's wrong is still entertaining, so we take him.
Yeah, let's freaking jump into the album, my boys. Oh my god.
Just follow the fucking ways of English grammar. Just, you know.
No, if you call yourself a sex symbol, you can fuck off, honestly.
The little ad-libs that she does, she goes like, it sounds like she's saying Oni-chan, where she goes, Oni-chan! Like, I swear to God, go back and listen to that.
What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome to episode 40 of the Unboxing Life podcast. I'm joined by I'm joined by my merry men today.
What is going on?
I think you're also joined by a spirit.
I know.
Wow. Wait.
Thank you, my boy.
All right.
Thank you.
What is happening?
So, for audio listeners, our intro.
Yeah, you got me with that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Our intro, Alex, was just visited by a spirit of sorts.
You'll have to watch that one for yourself.
Please go watch the YouTube video on that because I got stumped as well.
Some sort of
Thanks to you for that one.
I wasn't even. I was last to the party. I didn't even know it's going on. But anyway, pick back up where you left off.
Shout out. I was just shouting out my twin who's giving me this water.
Shout out to.
But I'm joined today. I'm joined by my friends, my marvelous friends. I'm joined by David.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, David?
What's up?
I'm joined by Trevor.
Yeah, I've been informed that my shirt is in a very inappropriate spot, so it kind of looks like she's giving head, but it's not. It's just her finger. Just so y'all know. But I'm repping the set today. We lit.
Nice, Ari.
Is that an album cover, or is that just a publication?
It's not.
Okay.
It's just her. It's her tour shirt from a couple years ago.
Dang.
I'm also joined by last but not least, Cameron.
As I stop asking Trevor questions out of turn so I can be properly introduced. What's up, everybody? Cameron here. Excited to be here. Let's do this.
Alex, what are we reviewing today? This is a special
We are talking about. Yeah, it is very special because we're talking about the 2019 album Thank You Next by Miss Ariana Grande. We are going to be reviewing it.
Yes, sir.
Dang.
Giving our thoughts on we all listen to it. Some of us haven't heard it before.
Yeah.
I think maybe
It's basically
3/4 of us. I don't know.
Yeah, like one Ari listener introducing a bunch of newcomers to the fandom.
Yeah. Alex came to us. I don't know if that was on the pod, but he was just like, "Hey, yo, I've been wanting to listen to some Ari. You know, it's been a couple years, and I've just been wanting to listen. So I just like went in my phone. And I was like, which one though? And then I was like, let's just do this one. I think this is her most solid album. So
yeah,
dang,
dope.
Filled with a ton of bangers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be sharing how we felt, but not for our traditions, unless you had something to say, Cameron.
No, I will say it after the traditions because that is appropriate.
I guess I did want to say we are recording this on a Friday, and this album came out 2 years ago on February 8th. So we are very close, a few days off from its 2-year anniversary, which is
cool. We didn't even plan
cool
that.
timing.
Yeah, complete coincidence. What the heck?
Gotta love life sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And this will come out on February 19th. So
yep.
Whatever.
All
right. Who's going first?
Dope. I don't know. I kind of want to hear David's track of the week. I'm curious.
Okay.
Man, it totally. If you had 7 Rings as your track last week, it would have been so perfect.
It was an honorary track.
He had big rings.
And big rings. 7 rings. 7 big rings.
7 big rings.
Well, you know what? I just figured I'd do another Ari track that I actually knew and liked before I got into her this past couple weeks.
Is this the one on Dangerous Woman?
It is Dangerous Woman, yeah.
Oh, it is Dangerous. Oh, no, that song is fantastic.
God, nah.
Yeah, this is I guess it was probably my favorite before I heard this album because it was like, oh, everyone knows this song, but
Totally fair.
I was like, dang, okay, I'm not a fan, but this is dope. And then who knows if I'm a fan now? We'll have to wait and see. But
All right.
We're gonna find out. We got a little clue in there in the Zoom name for anyone on YouTube.
I don't know.
Something about Dave.
I don't know if it's a clue. I'm more confused than I was before, so I'm not sure what kind of clue.
Yeah, I think we all are, Alex, but it's okay.
I changed my name to this, and we started talking about apologetics and like what is the definition of an apologist. We'll see. So maybe it's a bit of obfuscation for the fellas.
Now that we've talked about it, if you're on audio, it is Pop Apologist is his name. So
yes, brothers. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Who's going next?
I'm interested to hear Trevor's quote or whatever he's got for this week.
All right, here we go.
Whatever he's got.
I'm gonna switch it up for these music box episodes. I think I'm gonna take my favorite lyrics from this one of the songs from the album that we're currently reviewing.
All right.
That's good.
Just because you gotta give it a little spice, and I'm not really sold on my quote thing as of late.
Dang.
But all right, so this is coming from Ariana Grande, obviously, the third track on here called NASA. And it's the pre-chorus, and it goes, "Yeah, I'm just saying, baby, I can't really miss you if I'm with you. And when I miss you, it'll change the way I kiss you. Baby, our time apart is beneficial. It's like I'm the universe, and you'll be NASA." Yeah, that's probably my favorite bunch of lyrics on the entire project. I don't know why. It just kind of hits me because, if you're in a relationship, you kind of miss your significant other, but then you realize, those times that you have together are a little more special when you're not seeing them 24/7. So
yeah, dang.
I will agree with you more heavily right now than I am right now when we get to that in the track list in the actual review. But yes,
okay,
all right.
There's a preview for you. But hard agree. I love those lines.
Yeah, that'd be hitting different. No lie.
Yo,
no lie. Gucci Mane featuring Drake. Anyways,
that's 2 Chainz.
Is it 2 Chainz?
Yeah.
Oh, both is Gucci. Nah, you're right.
Oh,
both is Gucci. Yeah. No, you're right.
In which Trevor continues his career as a slightly flawed music encyclopedia.
How dare you?
He's right 99% of the time, and the 1% he's wrong is still entertaining, so we take him.
I don't know about 99, but we'll take it.
I'll give it to you. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pause.
Oh, all right.
I will give it.
I think it's time. It's time for the joke, though.
Okay.
Yep. So I was trying to make a password the other day for this new account. I have my username, I have my password, and I'm like, I was feeling a little bit musical.
Okay.
I put hi-hat as my password.
Okay.
But then it told me that can't be my password because my password cannot contain any symbols.
Symbols, yeah. I got it.
Nice.
That's good. No, that's my favorite joke for you.
Wow.
That was good. That was good.
That's a good one.
It's definitely the most I've seen you for. That was good. That was good as fuck, yeah. I like it.
That was the one time I fucking got it. Like.
All right.
Nice.
So I believe that leaves me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I hope you guys are ready for a nice, obscure one.
Okay.
I guess.
Nothing to do with Ari?
Oh, it might.
Obscure,
it might. Just wait.
Okay.
It might.
I mean, it definitely does, but it might.
Okay. All right.
The first spectator to ever be hit by a puck in the current Florida Panthers hockey arena was Ariana Grande.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yo, flashbacks of the Friends episode when Ross gets hit. Or was it Ross or was it Joey?
I don't know. Seems like a Ross thing to do.
Yeah. Either way.
If anyone had ever seen the movie Fever Pitch, Drew Barrymore gets smoked by a baseball on that one. That's a funny one.
Jesus.
But anyway, According to an October 1998 Sun Sentinel newspaper article titled "Boca Kid Gets a Puck and Ice."
She was like 5.
5-year-old Ariana Grande was in the front row with her mother, who was telling a reporter about when Ariana had been hit by a puck in the right wrist at a game at the old arena. As they talked, a puck came over the glass and hit Ariana, this time on her left wrist, officially making her the first spectator hit by a puck in the new arena.
At that point,
so there you go.
So she's been hit twice.
Yep.
At that point, you just have to become a pop star.
Where
at and before the age of 5 at a Florida Panthers hockey game.
Where is that? Where's that stadium or arena?
I should know that, shouldn't I?
Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers. I don't actually know. They were playing when they. I can tell you that when they were playing when she got hit by the puck, they were playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, but they were in the Florida Panthers stadium, obviously.
When was the second time that she got hit?
98, October 98.
The second time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first time was like earlier that year, like in January or something, according to the article.
She got hit in the older arena and then the new one.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's so crazy.
Wild.
Yep.
That might be my favorite fact yet.
And she got hit on both like 2 separate wrists.
Yeah, they said so. The article title was like Boca Kid gets a puck and ice. The punchline being like that she like got hit, and so they went to the first aid station, and it was just a little bruise, and so she got an ice pack. So she was fine, but she just got a little knock. But yeah, but one wrist at the old arena and then the other one at the new one. And so got an ice pack and then watched the game.
That's fucking mind blowing, man.
Apparently her family was season ticket holders. So yeah.
Damn.
Son of a bitch. No, that was cool.
There you go. So that's part 1.
Oh.
Part 2 is because I've been on a run of giving Billboard records for the albums we cover, because they just the albums we covered keep on breaking Billboard records. We're just kind of in that vein.
Yeah, we're just fucking normies.
The singles, which I believe are listed as the last 3 tracks. I don't know if they were released before the album or not. I probably should. They were. So the singles Thank You Next, 7 Rings, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored made Ariana Grande the first solo artist to hold the top 3 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously.
Dang.
That sounds like a Drake stat, honestly.
1, 2, 3, all of them just belong to Ari. I don't know for how long. I probably should have looked up for how long.
I read this. Thank You Next stayed on top, apart from Travis's song. I think Sicko Mode, yeah. But Thank You Next stayed on top for 7 weeks. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And 7 Rings is even bigger than that.
It's funny that Trevor says that's a Drake stat, because every time I hear Thank You Next, she talks about Aubrey, and I think about Drake, but she's talking about a girl named Aubrey.
Talking about Ari, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't say Aubrey.
What?
Well, I guess we're jumping we're jumping into the album. Okay. I read this. I was confused as well. Trash. I was like, I gotta read the. No, you're not trash. You're not trash.
Because her name is Aubrey. And I'm so glad we met.
No, literally. So I read this on Genius because I was also hearing Aubrey, and I was like, who the frick is Aubrey? What? Like I'm almost.
Y'all have narrowed it.
I'm like almost very sure that Ari isn't bi, like whatever. So I was like, who the frick is Aubrey? Dude, and so I look up the Genius lyrics, and I click in, and they have a whole freaking article about how Apple, like the official iTunes lyrics, said Aubrey for a time.
What?
And they had
that would not make the song make sense at all.
They had to no, it makes way less sense than Ari, because then like the song becomes about her doing self-love or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you read it as Aubrey, it just sounds like she just fell in love with a random woman named Aubrey.
After she just said they think I move on too fast.
Exactly.
Like,
so yeah, it completely decks the meaning of the song if you hear it as that as opposed to Ari. So yeah, because it sounds like Aubrey, because I looked it up, and so that was the whole thing, was like and other people were hearing it like that too, because she had to tweet out like the lyric like written out that like, because her name is Ari and that's how I like it, or whatever the next line is. So yeah, the official iTunes lyrics said Aubrey, Aubrey, for like a while, until they contacted them and was like, no, it's Ari, it's Ari. So
I can't even lie.
That's a whole thing.
That don't even sound like Aubrey at all.
It sounds exactly like listen for it.
Listen to it again.
Listen to it again.
I've heard the song 700 times. This is coming from the guy that hears lyrics mismatched for a living.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, maybe this is like the backwards magic works for you for once.
But she literally pronounces the R. Her name is Ari. Like,
I could see, because it's drawn out, like normally Ari wouldn't be drawn out like that. So Aubrey, like you'd think there's like a B and a U in there.
Yeah, your mind kind of like replaces it. But it's a thing. Go on Genius and click on it. It was the whole freaking thing. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
dang.
Jesus so that's Christ, Thank You Next. That's what the second to last track in the album.
Yep.
That is the second to last one. Speaking of
which, the video if you freaking like me bluff like the biggest blunder I've made on recording.
What?
No, that's
great.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Oh my god. Because she says
I'm still gonna hear it and I'm
dude, it sounds like listen to it. It sounds like she says Aubrey. It does. No, it's like that Yanny Laurel bullshit, or the blue dress, white dress thing. Like if you listen for it, you'll hear it.
There you go.
If I go back and I listen for just ARI, I will not hear Aubrey. Like I will just hear Ari. When I go back and listen for it, when I looked up the Genius lyrics and corrected myself, now I hear Ari perfectly. But off the cuff, it sounded like Aubrey. So that's a whole thing. So yeah. Anyway, so we want to start from the top like we normally do, or general thoughts. We want to do general thoughts, probably, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go last because I'm just gonna gush over it
before we do track lists.
Yeah, let's freaking jump into the album, my boys. We oh my god, man,
went through puberty a little bit.
Zygote David.
Yeah. So many puberties in my life. Alex, Trevor, what am I saying? Trevor's heard this before. He brought it to us. We've never heard freaking Ari before in our lives. I've never heard who this person is. This is so crazy.
Okay.
let's jump into it.
Only one of the most famous people on the planet, but
yeah.
Definitely been a fan of Ari since her Victorious days. But and the rest of Nickelodeon, and she was only ever Nickelodeon, not Disney, right? Yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
But anyway,
first impression.
We hadn't or I hadn't, and then the general we that includes hadn't listened properly to an Ari album before doing this. And that being said, as a person with ears and is on the planet, I've heard Ariana Grande quite extensively before.
Yeah.
So because she's obviously, we just read off the fact that she was held the first solo artist ever to hold the top 3 consecutive or simultaneously on the Billboard Hot 100, and that was this album that we're talking about today. So if you can hear the radio, you can hear Ariana Grande. Basically, is how it goes.
In some sense or another, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that being said, I guess I'll start off with general thoughts, being that having not listened to an Ari album before, I got exactly what I expected. It's based on the singles that I've listened to and her style and what I've heard from her, which is a fair amount, obviously, because a lot of her singles off of her albums do numbers and get around. So got exactly what I expected, which is exactly what I was hoping for. The exact vibe I expected from the album, very slow but also poppy and very romantic at times, and great listening.
You think this album is slow?
So it goes in and out.
Yeah, that's at times it is. It's slow.
It starts with it's relatively. I mean, there's only one. I would deem.
No, okay, sorry.
Slow. There's only one slow track on here.
Not slow. Slow is definitely the wrong word now that I see the way you're taking that.
Because most of the BPMs are pretty high.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's pretty high energy for the most part.
I don't know. That's not the right word, but I'll maybe come up with the better word as someone else is talking.
Yeah, I'm good.
David, how did you feel about it, Mr. Popologist?
Popologist. Yes, I am not the biggest pop genre listener, and
that much is clear.
I've had an aversion to it, you could say, and I've been hating on it for a long time.
Just like these guys with country.
Yeah, we'll see about that soon. But I like this album a lot. I definitely, it wasn't what I expected exactly. I mean, it's not like, it's a weird thing to talk about expectations. Yeah. It wasn't like
So what did you expect?
I don't know. That's what I mean. It's like there's just more when you dive into it, there's more to it than I thought, I guess. Or I could get into her vocals more because I thought like with the pop stuff I thought it would be so manufactured and like, you know, like pristine and just like clean and like, all right.
And let's be very fair or very clear that her vocals are pristine on the song. Yeah. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. So
like control group pop where it's just totally manufactured. Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's not like that. I mean, it's accessible as heck and it's just catchy and everything, but it's more like there's meat to it. There's meat on the bones or whatever. But it just does what I would hope it would do really well, I guess, which I didn't know it would do. Which, yeah, she's a great vocalist. There's different moods to the songs, some good lyrics. Yeah,
I think she's able to hit like 4 octaves higher on her notes. Like she's an insane vocalist.
Yeah,
that's the first track. If there's a Olympic event for immaculate vocals, Ari's definitely in the gold medal event. That's for sure. So,
dang. Yeah.
They were calling her the next Mariah Carey when she first came out. Like
that makes sense
in terms of her vocal skill, not in terms of like writing or anything. But cool. Okay,
Alex,
I like it. David. Yeah, David. Go ahead and give me your take yet again.
All right.
Alex, how did you feel about the album? You're not much of a pop guy yourself either.
Oh, I'm not definitely. It's definitely not true. I don't think. I do like a lot of pop. Maybe not nowadays type of pop. I do enjoy some like older stuff. I do like pop as a genre. I'm not David in that sense, but I am David in the sense that it is a very solid project.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've only heard 2 of these songs before. I've heard Thank You Next, obviously. And I've heard 7 Rings before. Those are the only 2 I think I've heard of. And I was one of those kids back in the day on the Nickelodeons, and I seen that. That was the first time I seen.
Nickelodeons.
Yeah, that's the first time I seen Ariana.
Her as a supporting character.
Shows.
And now she's a superstar.
And she kind of grew up, and now she's like, a star. And I was just like, that's cool.
That is.
I remember when she was a little girl, but that was cool. Yeah, I never like got into her like that. But I didn't know of her for a long time.
She had what you would consider a glow up.
Yeah, let's give Ariana all the credit in the freaking world for being a Nickelodeon / Disney kid and growing up and coming into her own and becoming like a sex symbol and a solo artist in and of herself and not completely losing her mind like a lot of them have. Like so many kids come out of that freaking program and they just lose their freaking mind. But she's had an insanely successful career, coming from all that. So.
Crazy being
sex symbol,
props to her for that. If you say Ari's not a sex symbol, you are daft.
I guess I don't understand what that means because a lot of men would like to just proclaim that they're a sex symbol and it's just because they bag a lot of chicks and that means nothing to me.
Oh, that's
so like what do you mean by sex symbol?
So you know how All Might's the symbol of peace? I'm kidding. I'm not going that far. But a sex symbol is just like any male or female, like top tier A-list celebrity that like Marilyn Monroe or like, a male sex symbol could be like John Hamm or like, Ryan Seacrest or freaking.
So
Deadpool.
It doesn't actually involve the act of intercourse.
It's basically like exuding sex. Yeah, it's exuding like being a very attractive,
masculine,
prevalent. Yeah,
qualities.
Like exactly. Yeah, masculine or feminine. And having that sort of like aura about you.
Okay,
that's how I
I've heard
it.
Say that don't mean it that way. They mean it in terms of they're getting in them panties.
No, if you call yourself a sex symbol, you can fuck off. Honestly, it's got to be a title bestowed by other people.
That is true, and I I never thought of that in terms of Ariana Grande.
I never did either. But
you see that album cover and you're telling me you don't think you see the way that's cut off over there?
Trevor's shirt.
This is not an album cover.
I know.
I'm using that.
I'm using that as a secondary example.
Being an Oreo, bro. And this is, I mean, I guess she is just by default. Like, there's probably millions of people who are like, Ariana Grande is the hottest person in the world, and I want to look like her and stuff. I guess that's fair. I guess she sort of is, but she's not like who would be a better example? Like maybe Rihanna or
of
something?
A literal sex symbol? Yeah, like Rihanna. Yeah.
No, we're not. I don't think.
Oh, a better.
I don't think David's referring to actual sex.
No. I'm talking about like the sex symbol thing, like Rihanna. Maybe
I would agree with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
We're not even talking about this
like
anymore.
Margot Robbie. Like Margot Robbie, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I think Beyonce is like the quintessential sex symbol if you're talking about females, but
actually, then it's like, yeah, there's so many other things.
Beyonce kind of transcended being a sex symbol, honestly. She's like on another level.
She's like a religious symbol.
Yeah, basically. Like she has a literal cult following. Like there are people who would die for Beyonce that have never met her.
Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know, that's interesting. But I mean, I don't know.
Beyonce's.
I will say, just like Beyonce, Miss Ari is irreplaceable.
There you go. I would agree now. I don't want to undersell actually how much I like this album. I think I'm a fan now. I think I want to listen to like her, like all of her discography now.
I am totally on board with that statement. I think I was on the fence, and I wasn't sure which album I should tell you guys to listen to. This being like my favorite personal one, but Sweetener is also incredible as well. So if you do want to dive into her music, that's another solid recommendation.
I think I'm going to go back to Sweetener and then go to Positions or whatever.
Positions is great.
I was about to say though,
it got so much hurt or so much hate, but
I was about to say though, we're gonna like you basically can't debate my definition of calling her a sex symbol when she released the album Positions. Like that's the final nail in that coffin. Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
I guess.
Didn't we just say you can't proclaim yourself as a sex symbol? And she has like a whole like R&B album about sex, and you're like, oh, she's a sex symbol now. Like,
not now. She was, and she continues to be.
She's like a glamour.
But Positions isn't a nail in the coffin, though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
All right, I want to get to the album, so I'm going to leave this debate for another time. But I think that's I think that's literally an insane take. No, I thought that was like literally going to go over so easy because I think this is literally undebatable. But we can have that debate another time. We can definitely just get to the album now.
I've never debated this with you ever.
This is definitely
the only time I would talk about it.
All right, we can do it off pod then because this is dragging way too long.
I will say this.
Yes.
I will say this. I think maybe the only sort of thing Nickelodeon did a disservice to her. She might need to spend less time on Nickelodeon and more time in the school because she still doesn't know how to capitalize.
No, it's true. That's so true, and I hate that bullshit.
I was wondering where the fuck that was going.
Man. Yo, I hate it. The second I got this in my phone, I was like, capitalize. Because just follow the fucking ways of English grammar. Just please capitalize. Travis Scott doing the whole Astroworld bullshit with all capital letters. You can fuck off, bro. Fuck off.
Run the drill. It's not a freaking it's not a high school essay. It's it's art, man.
I agree with
that. Sicko mode. Carousel.
You think on To Pimp a Butterfly, you think you and I should be capitalized?
I do have it capitalized.
You did that, yeah. That's a disservice to art.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head at you.
Oh well.
So funny.
It's a disservice to do it the wrong way.
That's true. I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you, Alex.
This is not English class. You can make your artistic statement however you want.
Agreed, David.
That's fine. And I will gladly modify it to my liking.
That's fine too. But listen.
Anyways, 20-something minutes in, 32 minutes in now.
The way the album starts is Imagine. And I feel like I am so glad I listened to this album like 3 times at least because, and this is a testament to freaking listening to an album multiple times because this is a big, accessible pop album. And my opinions still change very much on repeat listens. I did not like Imagine at first at all.
Okay. And now, I was with you when I first heard the album like 2 years ago. This and Needy were a little rough for me, but they're like when you go back, they're very mature and actually honest songs. Like the whole first verse of Imagine is just her literally imagining a world where she can just make pad thai and fucking sleep in the corner of someone's neck, you know? Like
that's what I'm saying. Now I like it a lot.
Just living.
It's
Yeah.
so cute.
A few listens.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the chorus hits.
And that flow on the that instrumentation on that song is great too. But
absolutely,
yeah. And then as soon as I got the chorus into my head, I was like, "Oh, this is dope," because she hits that like crazy.
Imagine,
no.
However many times she layers her voice for that.
Yeah, sorry, I can't imagine a world like that. I would like to imagine a world like that. It's pretty nice, honestly. The picture she paints is a pretty nice way of living. I would think very simple, serene, calm, nice, loving. It's very nice. Little portrait she paints.
Needy's instrumentation is very minimalistic, and there's no beat, or there's no beat, drums on this track at all.
Yeah,
but it's hypnotic to me. I don't know why. It kind of just brings me back to when I first heard it, and like it's one of those like simple melodies that will like follow me wherever I go. And if I hear like a similar song, I think of Needy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like
it does make sense.
It's like like Addiction off of Late Registration. Like it's like just like a weirder song that sounds different and it sort of sticks with you. It's kind of like that to me. It's not one of my favorites, but it is honest, like you said.
Yeah, no, it was one of my least favorites for sure, next to Imagine when I first heard it. But you know, giving it more listens, it's shot up. I like it a lot. But
yeah. NASA,
huh? NASA. So fucking I didn't text him. I sent it in the YouTube comment section like a month back. That I said, I swear to God, if Cameron doesn't like NASA or Bloodline, you know, because this whole thing, the Ruck is bullshit, that I'm still not over.
That's okay.
If he didn't like NASA or Bloodline, we'd have to throw fists. Like we would throw down, like legitimately.
And so when we were in pre-production, and we were about to start, and you played to hype up the boys. You played NASA on the Discord bot. And I came back from getting water or wherever I was, and I said, you know, Trevor, if you're going to play songs off the album, if you could play strong tracks, that'd be cool. And I was completely capping, brother. This is absolutely the strongest tracks on the thing. And I will say, because of that YouTube comment, I was like, it was kind of like the overhype phenomenon, where I was like, I kind of slept on it initially, and I was like, I don't see what's so great about this song. But then I obviously saw what was so great about the song. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. The hook to me was weird initially, but then I like kind of vibed with it, and I was like NASA, and you get into it pretty easily. So hard. And then, but it was also, the subject matter was dope because I relate to it heavily with the idea of like, you know, you love this person, but you still need time to be like physically and mentally separate from them and like continue loving them, but like also have time to yourself to just be on your own. And
it's kind of a testament to how deep this album truly goes, because the song before this is Needy, and she quite literally says, you know, I can promise you how I'm going to react if you don't respond really quickly. You know, she's clinging on to the idea that she needs to be with that person, or at least talking to them like at least once an hour, you know. But then she goes into this song where it's totally about her just being an individual and loving me space and all that kind of stuff.
And that line you read at the beginning of the podcast as your quote about like after we've been separate, then I'll be like kissing you better or whatever. Anyone who's ever like, you know, spent meaningful time away, like months or however long, I mean, even shorter than that, but especially like months or however long you've spent away from your significant other, that line is like facts. It's so fucking, it's absurdly true. Very relatable song. Love the instrumentation, love the vocals. Obviously, you can just say love the vocals on. I'm just gonna say that for Going Down. Obviously, you can't hate on Ari's vocals ever.
Not really, no.
Yeah, so
at least on this album.
Take it away, David.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you were saying something and I cut you off. Sorry.
The chorus is definitely a bar though. Like, get a whole world. I'm a niece.
I'm a niece face.
It's like a double meaning. Yeah, like, you know, you got the whole.
And she can literally give you the whole world. Like her receipts be looking like phone numbers.
It's all double. It's all double meaning. The Genius lyrics is actually really freaking funny, because it's like because you click on it and it's like the whole paragraph, and it's like the one universe is like, I'm like the universe and you're like NASA, and it's like the genius paragraph is like, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is a United States governmental organization which focuses on the exploration of space. Although it's existed since the 60s, only a small amount of the universe has been explored. Therefore, like it was like oh my god, genius! Like pump the brakes.
Totally
like,
overkill.
Like we get it,
and then it has like 700 upvotes, but it's like totally overkill. Like we get it on first listen. You don't need the genius.
You don't need to explain what NASA is. I don't think.
Yeah, no. It's so good. I don't know. Maybe for international listeners, who knows?
I guess that's fair. But yeah, that's funny. I'm just pulling up the track list on my phone now. But
I can tell you.
I had forgotten what which two. I knew you said NASA. Like if you don't like, we're throwing hands. But I didn't remember the other. So when Bloodline hit, I was like, was he not talking about this one?
Oh, man.
And it's just like, there's that little quote about just this woman going like, I can never be satisfied. And there's just...
that sample is nutty,
bro.
Butter,
she giggles and then the beat comes in. Oh, man.
Yeah. It was hard.
And that hook is immaculately produced in like the like classic R&B way where it'll like have a shimmer effect and it'll go like for the chorus. If you go back and listen to it, you'll kind of pick up on that little detail.
Oh, okay.
I was getting chills when I was listening.
It's mad Daenerys Targaryen vibes. It's the most Game of Thrones way. Nah, like pre-season 7 Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah.
Spoilers for anyone that doesn't.
Anyway, that's super vague, but anyway, it's the most Game of Thrones like royalty type way to tell someone like, you're just a hookup. I'm not trying. You're not the one. Like I'm just fucking around. We're just having fun. Like
we're not gonna have a family together.
Don't be doing any of this. So yeah, it's like it gives her the like the image or title of like being like a princess or a queen. Essentially, is like I got my bloodline in the back of my mind. Like this isn't something that you're gonna be a part of, but whatever. So that was kind of a baller move, honestly, titling it like that and phrasing it like that.
Yeah.
You gonna say something, Alex?
I think Bloodline was one of my favorite tracks.
Nice.
Yep.
There's a little bit of I picked up on it. There's some reggaeton influence on those drums there.
What in the pre-hook?
The build up, kind of like a minute in. The snares.
No, I know what you're saying.
I was like, yo, okay. I was feeling that part. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is dope.
That's dope.
The horns absolutely shine though.
Oh my lord. I am all for a hip hop beat with some classic horns. I don't know what it is. You can't miss. You really cannot miss.
My man loves his brass section.
Oh my lord. I was a trombone player. I gotta
rep.
Gotta rep the set, man.
First chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you did say that.
Impressive, my man.
Shout out to my boy Nico. We used to play together in middle school band.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That's the time for another combo for another time.
Hit and a half. When Fake Smile hit, I was bummed out because the freaking tear sample.
So you know what? I had never caught it until I went back after the Wu-Tang album.
Oh wow!
Ever.
I
don't know what it was. But...
In which case, I ended up catching it immediately because we had just done that like 2 albums ago.
It was. I was like, oh no, they're gonna sample this song again. Like it already makes me sad just for whatever reason, like automatically. And I'm like, I just heard Bloodline, and it took me a while because I didn't want to listen to a song with that sample again. There's been so many songs I feel like that have sampled that, but.
Probably.
You're just like, I'm not trying to be depressed right now. I'm skipping.
But the lyrics are so real.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, it grew on me. And then when the chorus hits and they chop it up like that. They did it well.
Back in the end of the beat.
Yeah.
It's not a song that I would put on by itself. Like I don't think I'll ever say like, oh, I want to hear Fake Smile right now. But if I'm listening to the album, I'm never gonna skip that song because it's like integral to the flow and to the experience of like what she's trying to get across.
Yeah,
it kind of gives you a window into her life and just how overwhelming it is. Like she's had a tumultuous life in the past like 3-4 years, and I kind of want to like give like a basic timeline. Maybe not now, but it's just.
I mean, when is better? Honestly, you might as well go. I mean, maybe when we do Ghostin', but
well, she hit May of 2017, she was performing in Manchester, and there was a terrorist bombing that killed 22 people and injured 100 more. And 2 weeks later, she went back and raised $3 million in a charity show. Yeah. And then she's with Mac Miller for 2 years, and they break up. And then everyone's blaming her.
Amicably.
He gets a DUI and runs into a power pole a week after they broke up, and she was getting blamed for all of his spiraling downs because that's just what people do. People are fucking stupid. They're so stupid.
People are assholes.
Leave the poor girl alone. That's not her fault.
For real.
Yeah.
And then she gets engaged after 3 or 4 weeks with Pete Davidson and ends her relationship within 6 months. And Mac dies. She's been through a shitload of stuff leading to this album. Yeah. So to hear those lyrics is just
I mean, when we get to Ghostin', we'll talk about that specifically, but they talk about the article I read was that Ari said something about she doesn't remember the 3 months after Mac died because she was just boozing and just devastated and completely insane. Yeah. So, but that's a very specific type of survivor's guilt, being the person putting on the concert that gets attacked, understanding that these people because that's what the brain does, is that's going to give you the cause effect relationship of in your head as a survivor feeling guilty. The idea then becomes these people were here to see me and therefore it's my fault they're dead, which is a terrible way of looking at it. But the brain's anxiety and whatever can prey on that and make it real. And so that's
another theme in the Hunger Games too. I'm currently reading those books, so I'm just drawing correlations with that.
Yeah. So that's, I can't imagine going through that and then thing after thing. And so I think I quoted it a while ago, and I should probably remind myself of the exact quote and who exactly came from. I attributed it to Van Gogh last time, so I guess I'll do it again. But it's something along the lines of great art is born from extreme suffering or something like that. So, and she's been doing it, whether or not it's good for her, but yeah.
I know it definitely, it gives a lot of meaning when she has a song like Fake Smile, like you were saying, and we'll get to later. But it's freaking crazy.
Absolutely.
I think Bad Idea is the only song that has completely arbitrary lyrics that don't mean a whole lot, but the song bangs.
Probably.
And the song does something different in terms of it has a huge climax at the bridge of the song into the last chorus, and then the song rides out with the beat for another minute and a half. I wish more songs did that nowadays.
Yeah,
Dua Lipa did that with her Levitating remix, and it rode out for another 20 seconds or whatever. But this was just it slowed her voice down with a shitload of reverb and toned her voice down so you could hear it, and it was kind of drunk, but it was cool.
That was good.
Freaking what is
string
it?
section was nice. Yeah.
The strings are insane on that climax.
Yeah, that's good.
A few words for the firing squad, right? Does that for a minute and a half before it goes into the movie thing.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah. I got a bad idea. I think
that was mid tier for me.
I think makeup is my least favorite, maybe.
Makeup is so cute.
I'm trying to remember I guess
I like to fuck with you. Just to make up with you.
It's not bad, honestly, but it doesn't really.
When we make
yeah. I don't know, that chorus.
I can see that being a weaker track, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a weaker track for me as well.
It's also the shortest song on there too. So
there you go.
It's only 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah. Dang. Did y'all know?
Wait, before we move on from Bad Idea, the hook, the little ad libs that she does, she goes it sounds like she's saying Oni-chan, where she goes Oni-chan. I swear to God, go back and listen to that. I don't know what she says, but it's just Oni-chan.
This dude will hear Oni-chan, but he won't hear Aubrey. I'm done.
It's not even close to being.
I'm done.
What does she say? What does she say right there?
Her ad libs.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't know what you're talking about. It's still fucking funny though.
Go back and hear it though.
Yeah, I was about to.
I'll look for it.
Cameron wasn't gonna say it.
That'd be funny.
Those ad-libs are super cheesy to me, but I love them. Like it just added so much to the chorus. Like,
well, because she does the that's her thing. But
yeah, that was good. I didn't know what Ghostin' was about though the first time I listened and stuff, and I was like, why is she talking about? She's talking about a breakup, and then she's with the next guy, and she's like, that's
yeah.
And then
so
I don't.
Now
so
I
like
know,
it's definitely like there's the second verse has the lyrics about he still comes to me in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a tribute to Mac. That's like
I get it now. It's like about Mac.
Okay.
Yeah. And which
I don't think the whole song is about Mac, but that part in particular is a reference to him.
I think it's supposed to be almost entirely.
I thought it was. Yeah, it sounds
because
like
it's the whole song, into my ear anyway. I mean, I ended up skipping it every time I listened to it, besides like the first two, because it was just so fucking tragic that I just couldn't bring myself to listen to it again. Because it's the mind state of like it's all about how like you're trying to be in a new relationship with when like someone you still love passed away, and then that's equally devastating to the new person you're with in a very different way, because like trying to be that person who's in love with someone else. So if you're the guy, you're in love with someone who's in love with someone else who can't be replaced. It's like,
yeah,
like that's a terrible dynamic. And so she both like misses Mac terribly and feels guilty for putting, I think Pete is the guy in the song basically in like in that situation. So she's just feeling like terrible both ways while still trying to have a happy relationship, and there's just no winning. And it's like so tragic and devastating to listen to.
That was like one of the reasons why it was rumored that they broke up, was that she was just so torn up about Mac that she couldn't do anything about it for a new relationship.
No, I mean it makes sense. It's so fucking
I'm very glad she didn't marry him though, because 3 weeks.
Marry Pete Davidson? Yeah.
That would have been ridiculous.
I guess
now she's engaged.
Yeah, that seems questionable
with, like,
decision making.
Life. She's.
Is she engaged?
Yes, she is engaged to a guy in real estate, I believe.
I
don't know his name. But
okay. House flipper.
I think maybe I knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dang.
But anyways.
Anyway, I hope the absolute fucking best for her. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, because that song is definitely tragic, like you said. That's the thing about this album. It is not really afraid to go deep and like
at all.
It's a whole mix of stuff, and it really is like, dang, just stuff I didn't expect.
It presents so many sides to her personality and just like what she's been through. It's incredible. Like one song will be a totally different theme from the next, and it's all somehow correlated.
And it's all balanced somehow as well. Still,
and it flows very well.
Yeah.
For sure.
The next track is my least favorite in my head.
I can
by
say,
far.
I think it has. Yeah.
It's got some shooting towards Pete Davidson in the hook, which is hilarious.
Is that the Gucci tennis shoes, huh?
Yeah, Gucci tennis shoes running from your
Boy,
issues.
I invented you.
Boy, I invented you. Yeah,
it was
like that.
It was fun.
That is nuts.
It wasn't. It's lower. It's lower end for me as well, but it's still fucking fun. The Gucci tennis shoes. Boy, I invented you line is hilarious to me.
I'm fine with Boy, I invented you, but for some reason I hate lines that like Gucci tennis shoes running from your shoes. I don't know what it is. Like the way it's structured, like.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the delivery either, in the way it's structured.
Sounds like it should be more clever or something than it is, but I do like the. That's pretty dope. So it kind of
like the lead up from "In My Head" is great. Like she just shows her incredible range.
Yeah,
basically distorts at the end of that whatever she does.
Yeah, so I couldn't.
Goes,
that was weird too.
It is really weird. Kind of off-putting.
I get
kind
that.
of off-putting.
Well, because I feel like that was birthed from a lack of ideas on how to transition into the hook efficiently. So they just kind of went with it.
Skirt. Yeah.
And then we transition into the 3 songs of summer 2019.
Yeah.
This is like my strongest 3 set of songs on a pop album like ever. I love when I get to this part of the album.
Yeah,
because it's just straight banger. Like it's banger city. Like the last 3 songs.
It was kind of crazy to me that she just backloaded the album. Like, because you said that all 3 came out before the album. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't usually happen, does it? At least not in my experience. Is like just loading all of them just on the back. I mean, as opposed to I've definitely seen them up the top or like in the first.
We talked about this in the Usher episode where they will front load albums, but that's like no longer the case happening now.
Interesting.
Like they got away with that. They got away from that because people are making their own playlists as it is now. So like it's not the same when they would go to a record store and get an album and then have to put it in their car and hear it. So they would like put all the shit in the front so that you got satisfied with your purchase, and then all the weaker tracks are back there.
That
like people are just really skipping to what songs they know now, and they're just putting in a playlist.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting thing to think about. Is like the hardware versus digital effect on album organization. That's crazy.
It's huge. Yeah,
that's crazy.
My like biggest gripe about this album is that it doesn't end with "Thank You Next."
Yeah.
Because it's like a perfect send-off for this album. It encapsulates.
Damn! Wow.
It quite literally encapsulates everything that made this album great. But then it goes into like, obviously, I love "Break Up with Your Girlfriend," and that was like my self-proclaimed like favorite song for quite a while. But why didn't it end with "Thank You Next"?
Especially if she could have just put it wherever she wanted it. Technically, that's.
I was thinking that too. I guess
that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Definitely not.
I could see it.
God and Ari know.
That is true.
And the entire record label, but.
And God is Ari because God is a woman.
God is a woman.
Dang, bars.
Flipped it on.
There's if you go back to the in my head shit.
Whoa, wow.
There's something about Cain and Abel.
Oh yeah.
They were like citing her being God, and Cain would be Pete, and then Mac would be Abel, or whoever killed which one. I can't remember. I always get it mixed up.
Cain kills.
I think Cain killed Abel.
Cain kills
Abel. The bad guy.
Yeah. So then Cain would be Pete, but like whatever.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Before we skip the fucking 10th track, how did you guys feel about Seven Rings? Because I always get torn.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my mind, I get torn because I like the song a lot, but it's also a little cringy.
So I definitely want to get into the song because this I heard this on the radio all the time in freaking like college or whatever.
I think it's her biggest song of her career.
So it
makes sense. It was just everywhere.
It follows the pattern of favorite things from the musical, The Sound of Music, right?
Yeah, the melody, and then switches up with the more hip hop stuff. But there's a lot. So I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna like this song. This is gonna be a low point." And then when I'm listening to it, obviously on the radio it doesn't hit as hard. So that
no, not at all.
And then I wanted to freaking. I'm looking at the lyrics now because
every song is a quotable Every line on that song is a quotable.
Yeah, when she says happiness is the same price as
red bottoms. Yep.
Dude, I love that so much.
I wanted to say that this is like as good of a like braggadocio, like I can buy whatever I want, I can do whatever I want, like song as I've heard any rapper put out. Basically, it's like
that's what I'm saying.
She's just like fuck you, I'm that bitch. I do whatever I want. I buy this shit. I got racks on racks.
For 6 of my bitches.
Yeah, and they something like
that's my receipts be looking like phone numbers. If it ain't money, then wrong number.
Oh man.
Yeah, and whoever said like money can't buy your happiness didn't have enough
money to solve it.
Yeah, money to solve them. That's
ain't like no budget when I'm on the set. If I like it, then that's what I get.
Like if you're gonna do it right. Don't be like, oh yeah, I have nice things or whatever. But just she's literally saying money can't buy you happiness. That's fantastic. Just go for it. I love the boldness of that. It made me like the song. It's dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a great song, but I don't know. A couple lines get me a little like.
Yeah.
This is Ari saying this? Like, this is wild.
Yeah, no, I know, because she's got such like a bubbly, like non-confrontational personality in basically every interview and TV show and whatever she's in. So it's like adorable. You don't expect her to come out and say "go fuck yourself," but then she does. So and it's like she goes, it's freaking excellent.
That lead up when you see them rags, they stack up like my ass, and then she goes into the little rap sequence that she goes into, and she has a Biggie reference, which caused a lot of controversy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were calling her like they were they were saying that it was a bunch of cultural appropriation and stuff. And I don't even think she
What
wrote
did she
the
say?
song. I think that was Victoria Monet that wrote the song.
What did she say?
She said, "Give me the loop."
She says, "Make it all back in one loop. Give me the loot. Never mind, I got the juice." So juice being juicy, and give me the loop being obviously from Ready to Die.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Because she's not a rapper, so she just comes out of nowhere and starts rapping on it. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah. Who gives a frick,
bro?
A lot of people gave a fuck, Alex. That's what I'm telling you.
You could look at 90% of internet cancel culture and go, so. I mean, every once in a while, you know, you have the guy that actually like did do terrible things, like Harvey Weinstein or whatever. But like, there's a lot of people that will just get like basically the idea is like these people wake up and choose violence. Like they're looking to get upset about something, and so they make a whole deal out of something small. I mean, obviously there are
put yourself in a mindset. Put yourself in a mindset of somebody who's not rapping, who doesn't rap particularly, and then they want to get into that sort of style.
But it's the one and only time that she does it.
I know. But what's the first thing they're gonna do to start out? They're gonna reference other stuff. Like they're not gonna reference others, and I don't see a problem with that. But it's like we're saying,
we're not. I'm not necessarily justifying the views of it. I'm telling you what happened. But
no, it's interesting. I mean, I know there was a whole thing about it, and also just her like. She takes like the rap, like the triplet flow and stuff. Like she just, you know, lifts it from rappers who have been doing it for years. So I get that it's like, okay, the optics of it, like this white rich pop star comes in and is like, all right, I got this, and I'm gonna just do that. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it is what it is.
I mean, music is music.
I think it's good. I guess a good song.
I don't think you can dumb it down to it's just music, but
no, you can't. I'm saying music is music. You can take influences from anything, and there shouldn't be a problem if it's not derogatory.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I mean, because there's a whole thing about culture vultures and like taking certain things from different genres that you clearly don't give a shit about.
I mean, that was the whole meme. That was the whole meme about More Life, right? Was like, take your accent and your flow and put it in the bag.
Because he never did like that. That was the problem with that album, at least. I mean, he had never done like Afro pop or any style of Caribbean like that. I mean, he did a couple joints on Views, but most of More Life was like world pop. Like it was taking different genres that he never touched before in his career ever. So like that was the problem with that. But
and the thing is like. I think the reaction is like people are overblowing what the reaction was. People were not in massive droves. They were not trying to cancel Ariana Grande or anything like that. Like, people overblow how angry people get. Actually, like
it was just a point of contention.
It was like okay, this seems weird to me, and there's like a certain reaction to it, and they sort of just discussed it and whatever. Like, it's just about if it comes across cringy to you too. Like, it just might not sit right with you, and there's that too. So.
There was I have this article pulled up from NPR, which kind of has like a timeline of what led up to this album, and they have a little section about Seven Rings. And I just want to read this little bit because it's hilarious. But it says the album's second single drops January 18th and easily debuts at number 1. Less expected is the churn of controversy. 2 Chainz, Soulja Boy, and Princess Nokia all level accusations of plagiarism. Some critics allege cultural appropriation. And a hand tattoo Grande shows off in honor of the song is revealed to be misspelled instead of reading as Japanese for a small barbecue grill. In a course correction of sorts, she enlists 2 Chainz for a remix, and she attempts to amend her tattoo. This was 2 years ago.
That was almost my fun fact, was that she got a Japanese tattoo that was supposed to say 7 rings, but it said whatever you said, small barbecue grill or whatever. Yeah. And then she got it. Apparently, she got it changed, and it still wasn't 7 rings. It was still something else that just had nothing to do with it. But
that is funny.
I don't know.
That is fun.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
That is a fail.
I think I could pay someone $1,000 and still not trust them to put a proper Chinese or Japanese character on my back.
Yeah, I would definitely consult someone that knows Japanese before I put something in Japanese on my body.
It would have to be literally a native bilingual speaker that I trusted with my life to like actually have them then tattoo that on my body. And even then, that guy was like, "By the way, this is all a long form prank. It just says pudding."
Like, yeah, probably. I mean,
but anyway.
It's interesting that this specific rapper start saying she plagiarized, because it's kind of just the standard like triplet flow that she does. But
I didn't look too much into it. I don't know what they were alleging that she stole or anything, but
yeah, I heard a little
Soulja Boy. Let me tell you about Soulja Boy. He cannot be claiming nobody plagiarized nothing with his Soulja console.
That's facts. That is large facts,
bro.
I'm all for black businesses, but man, he quite literally was just like, "Hey, yo, here's a console. Play other things on it." But
he literally
it's an emulator with Nintendo games.
Yeah, bro. He literally bought in bulk like shitty Chinese, like super cheaply made emulators, and then sold them off at like however much, like 100, 200 a pop, calling it the Soulja console. Yeah, that shit was nuts. That was like so crazy to hear nothing about Soulja Boy for like 15 years, and then all of a sudden he's just selling fake video game consoles. That was a loop and a half.
I also don't think he is aware of the term like interpolation and like taking like not like referencing something. So like there was a huge thing where like that whole meme from Drake, that thing came from Drake saying "What's happening" in the song "Miss Me." And this was 10, 11 years ago almost now. And he has a song called "What's Happening," which is hot, steaming garbage. But he says in the song, he says "What's happening," and Drake says it just like that in his song. But he references the song. It's not plagiarism. People do it all of the time in rap.
Imagine thinking you invented "What's Happening," like as if that's not been part of lingo in like neighborhoods and communities forever.
Even if you say it directly, like it's not. I'm not stealing from you. It's like one part of my 64 bar verse. What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro. And I was streaming on Twitch, so go check out Soulja Boy live.
Yeah. Bro, he's oh man, I'm not gonna go down that. We can talk about more about that on Variety because he's a fucking character and a half, and I just don't know what to do with him. He's a freaking agent.
I don't know if I'm.
But anyway,
I don't know if I'm giving him my Ari time.
Yeah, absolutely not. So let's transition back.
Yeah. But Thank You Next was definitely one of my favorite songs on here. If we're moving on to that, nutty. I love the message. Definitely poetic. When she references she references everyone by first name, and I picked up on Pete obviously, but then Malcolm is Mac Miller.
Yep.
And like
I don't think she says Pete in that song though.
She does.
I think she does. After Malcolm, she says like Pete
Does
was
she say Pete?
so great or something like that. Yeah. She does. You can look it up. But it was great. And then her obviously knowing that she said Ari was very nice, because then she's like, I learned all this stuff, but now I'm great and I can teach myself stuff, and
Yeah. Also in the Genius paragraph. For the Ari Aubrey controversy.
Part of the lyrics I just never heard. Right. So no, you're right.
Interesting. Yeah. So if you're on Genius right now, Trevor, you can click on it and you can see in that part about it being misheard as Aubrey as well. They have a thing where there was a whole campaign's the wrong word, fucking like controversy is also the wrong word, but a whole thing that came out about like her saying Aubrey and then people speculating that it was Aubrey Drake Graham that she was dating now. Like that song came out and people were like, Drake and Ari are a thing, with like literally no other evidence. Like
Drake.
It's just funny.
Like a misheard lyric, and they're like, by the way, she's dating Drake. She just announced it. It's official.
That's so funny because it says her name is Ari. So
yeah,
I always heard.
Yeah, like literally, it couldn't be him, but people still fucking like made it about that.
I heard the song several hundred times on the radio when it came out, and I never heard the "I'm so fucking grateful for my ex" part. So when the album finally dropped, because the "Thank You Next" song came out like November 30th or something, like way back,
a while
like
before,
at least 2.5 months before the album dropped.
Yeah.
And when I finally heard it on the record, I'm like, whoa, chill. Like where did that come from? Like I had never heard it before, so it was a fun little find for her to say fucking. But.
Yeah, and I like how she says like, one day I'll walk down the aisle, and then even if it doesn't go well, at least the song is a smash.
Yeah.
That's funny,
it's crazy because that's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. Like this song could have fell completely flat and that line would have been made fun of, in my eyes at least.
Right, yeah, it's a risky maneuver, but it was like, but then she just put everything behind. It was like one of the biggest like song launches on like, I think like
on YouTube. It had 55 million views in the first 24 hours.
Yeah,
it was like the biggest one.
Yeah, my entire Twitter timeline was "Thank You Next" clips and memes and tweets for like a week at least.
Gosh, I want to go back to those times.
I don't blame you.
The Simple Times, late 2019. Yeah. God dang.
Simple Times.
Or
but,
late 2018.
We
can cap off the track list by, let me ask you guys, if Miss Ariana Grande was serenading you right in front of you, just you and her, and she tells you to break up with your girlfriend because she's bored, you're not doing it? Okay. No. What say you, Alex?
What a question.
No. I thought about it. I did think about it. What was the thought? No. Okay. No, I'll be good.
What say you, Cameron?
I mean,
it's a tough question, man. But
you asked me this question, however many months ago. I'm gonna obviously tell you no. But I don't know. As a up front, as a committed man, as a loyal one woman kind of guy. Of course not. No, obviously not. No. But as someone with two heads, fucking might she? What's the friends? What's the friends concept? The five, you get five or whatever, your celebrity list.
Yeah.
Ari would be on. I mean, well, if I were to actually do one, I'd probably shoot for more realistic than Ari. Someone I could actually come across. But
those are like composed like without any like reality.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Because then otherwise it feels like you're trying too hard.
Because Ari is never serenading you. Let me get that clear.
I mean,
none of us are ever gonna get that pleasure.
I think I'm slightly better looking than Pete Davidson, so it might happen.
I would say we're all better looking than Pete Davidson.
You guys are underselling Pete Davidson.
Pete is not that. I never got when people thought he was ugly.
I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm saying I'm better looking than he is.
That's fine.
I don't know if I'm going
with
that.
That's a bar.
The skinny tattoo grunge look cannot be underestimated.
Yeah, especially with them baggy eyes that he has. Oh man, that's like a turn on to a lot of chicks.
Cigarettes and stuff, and it's like
that's
he's got a great smile too.
Yeah, that's true. I think Kaguya would absolutely love would love Pete Davidson.
Oh my god, she would go head over heels for that bitch.
Those baggy eyes, that mean look in his eyes.
No. That is true. That's funny.
I don't know,
but
I was mad. I thought I saw I was like, gotta get big in gaming. Maybe there's a chance because fucking like Courage, JD, like got to meet Ari at like a gaming event or something like that. And I was like, it can happen. So you're telling me that like Napoleon Dynamite, so you're telling me there's a chance, there is an avenue, there is a path.
Jeez, there you go.
Right.
It's funny.
That's the song though.
Anyway, that's the extremely long answer to your question of would I break up with my girlfriend because Ariana Grande is bored.
Do y'all like this song?
Yes.
Like it.
Right. Yes, 1,000 times over.
Yes. Okay.
The song is a slapper, brother.
Same. Yeah.
Super slapper. I remember when this album first came out. What? Sorry, you had.
I'd say I'll probably be a normie and say this is my favorite song on the album.
That's not a normie.
Interesting. Okay.
Just because it's. I don't know.
The beat is fire.
I feel like this is It's dope. It's dope, and it's like, but I feel like it's also the only song it's one of the only songs I've heard already, and so I already knew that this was on here, and I like a lot of the other songs that we're talking about, but I still think it's my favorite.
Dang, it's funny because I didn't like it when I heard it as a single, and then now I do. Just like everything on here.
But I think it's a cool take on because she's advocating for not cheating.
True.
She's telling you to break up with someone so then they can have fun. Like there's no backdoor, there's no on the low. It's kind of cool.
That's true.
That is
true.
That is
fair.
True. Not saying cheat on your girlfriend, which is funny.
Nope, not saying cheat on her. Just break her heart.
Yeah, just break her heart for me.
Hey man, Ari's bad, dude. That's the kind of thing
she is.
If you're that bad, you got the confidence to say and the wherewithal. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't fucking know, man.
She's never been a celebrity crush of mine, but that's another topic.
I can't fucking front on y'all and say that she hasn't. So
she absolutely has been forever.
I think she's like top 3 for me, for my crushes at least. She is absolutely adorable.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never got it fully.
It's also not weird in that way because she was always older than us when she was on like the kid TV shows.
Yeah, she's like 28. 27.
So
now.
yeah, it's not like we're like in our 30s and we're like, yeah, I was crushing on Ariana Grande when she was 15 in that Nickelodeon show, but like she was 15 in that Nickelodeon show and we were 13 or whatever. So it was like, you know,
I grew up with her.
Yeah, so definitely a long time crush. Definitely into new Ari with her whole brand. Then you know, old like Cat on Victorious, the whole like ditzy like Anyway.
All right. But yeah.
All right.
No, I don't know. That's cool though. I mean, she's good looking, but I never got it. Either way, that's not for me to say. And
yeah, I think I'm with David on that. She's good looking.
Yeah. Okay.
The way it came through. Did y'all hear that? Or was it just me?
Yeah.
Did I come through weird?
It came through.
It came through like you were at 2 times speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
just I don't know. That seems like a funny thing for me to shrug at. Is like be like, yeah, I guess Ariana Grande is good looking. I guess like that feels like such a non-committal statement.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a non-committal statement. That's what I'm saying. Is it's weird that that's a non-committal statement to me, like because she's how she is.
For me, like she is like the way I interpret it as she is good looking, and I've always respected that. But I never like personally like was crushing over her or thought she was like that attractive for me to feel like that.
Yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
So there you go. I would not respond that crazily to a serenade, in case you were wondering.
Serenade.
Good song though. And in the video, I was trying to interpret the lyrics that I'll do my own genius because the video is like different from the song because she goes with the girl in the song. Like in the video, it's like the twist is that she's telling him to break up with his girlfriend because she wants his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the lyrics don't even track with that because she's calling him baby and stuff. So
yeah.
I wish it made sense in that respect.
I always like to think that the song is about Big Sean. He's always with Janae, and they had their own little relationship like 7 years ago now.
That's funny.
But I always like to listen thinking that it's Sean.
Yeah. Sean is I get Big Sean. He's a good looking man.
Sean is very, very handsome. Very handsome.
Now listen, if Sean was in front of me
serenading me,
then
I am breaking Jordan's heart.
Shit. I don't know, man. It could go either way. I won't know until I'm in the moment. I'll say that.
Yeah, if he's rapping at me with some...
I'm breaking up with Rocio for M Shadows.
I mean, I think Rocio's gonna understand.
Yeah, I would understand.
Your first love.
Damn.
Dang.
So yeah, so that wraps it up. Do we want to give a rating?
Yes, we do. Because it's not technically a classic or whatever.
It should be
a rating. Maybe it will be.
Maybe so. Who knows?
As
David,
I was gonna say, as the bringer of the album, did you want to start, Dave or Alex? Or, oh my God! Fucking Christ! I feel like my mom calling out her children, and there's only
Jeremy.
2 of them. My mom would be like trying to call out to me, and she'd be like, Zach, Max, which was the dog's name, and and then finally get to Cameron.
Wow.
But yeah,
I
don't know.
I'm going to give this album a solid 9. Solid 9.
Wow. Nice. 9. That's big.
It's only got one skippable for me, and that's in my head. And I don't even skip it too much. Like it's not that bad. So yeah, no, this album is fantastic. The lyrical themes are incredibly deep, and each song kind of serves its own purpose in the grand scheme of things, and it comes together so perfectly on the 11th track. And I just wish that the album ended on that song, but either way, it's fucking fantastic listen.
Yeah.
This is the album that got me as a fan. Like I like Sweetener a lot, but this was like I'm checking up for her.
So. Dang. Yeah, I mean I can say this is the album that made me a fan too, because I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Fucking great album. I give it an 8 out of 10, I think. Like not even, and I don't even put it in like, for a pop album. It's like, in general.
Nice.
Good.
In albums in general. I'm going to be listening to this a lot.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
New Arianator, is that what they're called?
I have no idea. I'm not even going to pretend to know.
Did you say Arianator?
I've heard of that. That might be made up by... I don't know. I guess it is made up either way. But
reads one Ariana Grande Reddit thread. I'm an Arianator now. No, I don't know. It's just one guy whose U/ was the Arinator or something. And you're like, that's what it is.
You can call me the.
I mean, you could be completely correct, and I'm just making shit jokes for no reason. Anyway,
There you go.
For a living.
I'll go, and then I'll let Alex finish it up. I definitely agree. The only skippables on it for me would be, like I said, freaking, what do you call it? Fake Smile. I'm not like huge on, but like listening to it as an album, I definitely listen to that song still, so that's not a skip. And then maybe skip Makeup, honestly, depending on how I'm feeling. And then
but it's so quick, you might as well listen to it, and it's got a fun little beat.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like it feels like there's no point to skip it almost, so like you just let it play. And then I agree with you in my head, but also gotta skip Ghostin' basically because Ariana Grande, as good as you are, I don't think you can put my heart back together to be able to jam out to the last 3 tracks on the album in time. So I think
she absolutely does.
In order to most effectively enjoy the 3 bangers at the end of the album, I have to skip Ghostin' most of the time. But
dang,
still, it's it's an enjoyable heartbreak, kind of like if you were to have your heart broken, if you were to be sad, like that's like she guides you through that journey well.
David is the Arianator,
but it's not. He changed his name to the Arianator. Was good. It's the Arianator. Yeah. So that about wraps it up, I think, for me.
Did you give a rating?
Yeah, I was sorry.
Oh,
8 out of 10. I agree with David.
Dang, okay. Nice.
Dang. I don't know. I feel like I'll give it several I don't knows out of I'm not sure. I feel like with a few more listens I might be anywhere like I'll give it like a 7.5, maybe 7, somewhere between. Yeah, kind of there, but not quite.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all have to listen to these albums like at least 5 times to get.
That's what happens.
But we should be doing that more for the podcast because I want to know y'all.
I listen. Yeah, I definitely listened to it 4 times solidly, and then I kept going back to certain tracks. But
that's pretty good. Yeah.
I feel like it has to do more with like listening to it in 2 weeks time. And
yeah. I think
letting it breathe for over a few months.
Yeah, it definitely went up for me the more I listened to it. Not because it was like I'm missing things like when I'm actively trying to pay attention, but I felt like David kind of put it pretty perfectly at the beginning, was like I was kind of between, I guess, his perspective and your perspective, Trevor, of like not knowing what to expect and going in and getting what you get, and then you were already like familiar with Sweetener and stuff, so you would expect. And so I was making a guess, basically. I said I got what I expected. I was making like an educated guess at what I would get, and I ended up being correct. Like it wasn't necessarily like predictable on like a 1-to-1 this album in its entirety. So all that being said, when I re-listened to it, it was that I went in expecting for it to be like kind of vapid, kind of like not really saying anything on purpose, but still like a good vibe, a good feel, a good like run of songs, like a good beats, good whatever. And that like the lyrics wouldn't be, all that substantial. And so my re-listens got better. Like I enjoyed the album more and more when I actually listened to what she was saying and started paying attention and realized like, oh, she's actually like saying some really like interesting and valid and well put things, essentially. So
yeah,
that's how it got better for me.
That's the weird thing about music, is that I rate this album lower than I do Future Nostalgia, but Future Nostalgia is exactly what you're saying.
That's what I was comparing it to vapid. In my head.
Yeah, it's a very vapid album. It's very surface. You can get everything that she says within the first listen. Mm-hmm. You never have to go back, but it is a romp of a good time. Like it is a total just like dance hall exercise. Yep. So it's like it doesn't necessarily need to be that lyrically depth or in depth to me to enjoy something like that. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I enjoyed it to begin with, and then I like started perceiving the depth of the lyrics to a higher degree, and then I was like, oh, this is even better than I thought it was. So that's final thoughts.
I just start catching the melodies in my head and getting into them more. So that's cool.
Dope.
Would recommend. And now we need to recommend the next album.
Another album, huh? My man turning to Ash Ketchum on your ass.
As the hat goes backwards. What do you got for us, David?
Country music. I choose you. Freaking. We are going.
Music.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna do our first freaking country album, sucker.
Oh my goodness!
I'm putting on this accent now, boy.
Fuck up, Cameron.
Listen to me, boy.
Come on, I'm having fun.
We're gonna do A Sailor's Guide to Earth by Sturgill Simpson, my man from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Let's get it. I'm freaking hyped as frick. So we got a couple country haters who are just already decided that they're gonna hate this album.
Half of the project is not project. Half of the podcast is already.
Yeah.
Hate.
I have a lot of experience with this album.
It's
I put it on my. I'm just gonna keep adjusting my hat. I don't know.
Nice.
I have a. Yes, I put it on my honorable mentions for my favorite albums. Trevor, you listened to like once or something, or
a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, so
not enough to know it. So this is gonna be like a brand new experience for me.
There you go. Yeah, you get more experience, and we'll see if we can make country fans out of these two city slickers.
City slickers.
Yeah,
I am a self-proclaimed.
Not with that lingo.
Not with that
lingo.
Good lord. Yeah.
I'm a suburb.
The important context that'll repeat when we do that album is that this is, as the titled country hater on the podcast, that as someone who has heard a fair amount of country and disliked most of it, that David's track of the week at one point, which then I think ended up getting brought up, I guess that was the top 10 honorable mention, is Keep Between the Lines by Sturgill, which is off that album, which I actually enjoy quite a bit. So
there's hope. There is hope.
Yeah, there is light. There is light at the end of that tunnel, but it could just be a flashlight, and the tunnel actually goes on for miles into the darkness. So
yeah, you could love that and hate every other track, or like that and hate every track, or
so we will find out. It's gonna be the hottest and possibly most diametrically opposed episode of Music Box so far. So
might be, yeah. Get ready for country controversy.
That's
all right.
There's the title. There's the title. Country controversy. There you go.
All right.
Look forward to that.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm gonna just sign off right now, guys. I'm just say it's been real. It will be real in the future. It's real right now.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. There you go. Yeah.
I'm going to say I appreciate all of those who are listening. I'm going to say thank you. Next.
Oh my God. I'm cringing out.
Did it.
And if you're viewing this in the backlog, you can say thank you for the episode and click next episode. There you go.
Oh.
And that I love you all.
Ooh.
All right. And if you want to follow us on the socials or check out our Reddit, that's r/Unboxing Life Podcast, and then we're at Unboxing Life Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and then you can find all of us through there if you so wish. And
I'm gonna say it every time you say it. Don't follow me. Follow the podcast. I don't give a shit about followers. Please don't follow my account.
I
will probably delete your request.
Out of spite, follow Trevor. Is what
Go
I'll
ahead.
say.
Yeah, and follow me.
Delete that shit.
I post once every 4 months. I need more likes on those posts though, so just throw me.
Your ratio is not bad though.
Yeah, I guess not.
Good lord.
There you go.
And with that, I will say what Trevor will say to the follow requests, which is adios, everyone.
Yeah, I will be saying adios to those people that try to follow me, but oh well. I'm not looking for fame. I just want to be a part of this with my brothers. That we do this every week, and that's about as much fun as I get out of it. I don't really care that if this ever takes off because I'm enjoying it as it is. So,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we listened to this album together, and finally, you guys can say that you've listened to some Ariana Grande. It's been a long time coming for you guys, but
nice.
Yes, sir. But anyways, with that out of the way, peace out, baby.